Since its 2016 debut, Stranger Things has been one of Netflix's most watched original series. Many of the show's young stars like Millie Bobby Brown and Noah Schnapp had their careers launched by it. Could you be next? What is the Stranger Things casting process like? Finding the perfect people for Stranger Things has always been about personality, according to casting director Carmen Cuba. She said that the original actors are all distinct individuals in an interview. None of those children entered the same energy or emotional area as another. It was difficult to expand on that and introduce more unique personalities, but she consistently referred back to the show's script, which aided in many ways since it is so intense. They read material for their initial audition that wasn't even from Stranger Things. Cuba said that it could have come from Stand By Me. Then they all read the same thing, which helped to reveal how distinct they were from one another. Although there wasn't a formal conversation, casting directors generally do that since no one is satisfied when they look at their lineup and everyone appears to be displaying the same emotions. Over time, as the show's popularity increased tremendously, more well-known performers started to express interest in appearing on it. However, as Cuba pointed out, it became a challenge for them since they wanted to maintain the show's authenticity. It would be quite clear what they were doing if they were to lose themselves, become overexcited, and introduce someone who made no sense. They worked on exercising discipline and kept searching for the authenticity and individuality that made the original cast so successful. Because of this, the series serves as a great platform for up-and-comers who aren't yet A-listers. When will Stranger Things Season 5 begin filming? Historically, the crew finds filming sites, polishes narratives, holds auditions, and holds open casting calls after a 6 to 12-month hiatus following the conclusion of the most recent season. After 6 months, maybe 12, one can depend on casting directors to actively seek talent. On Stranger Things Season 5, small part auditions are announced with a 2 to 3 week lead time. Therefore, even if the last episode of the program is now in production, actors may not be needed until a week before it airs. There is currently no information available on the start date of the final season of Stranger Things filming, and if Season 5 is anything like Season 4 of Stranger Things, viewers may have to wait a long time to see the series' last episode. After all, according to Duffer Brothers, Stranger Things Season 4 was the most difficult season ever. With 9 screenplays, over 800 pages, 2 years of production, hundreds of special effects sequences, and a duration of nearly twice as long as any prior season. The same probably holds for Season 5. However, there could be a spin-off show in the works, so the last episode might not be the last opportunity to face off against Demogorgons. Ted Sarandos of Netflix stated that Stranger Things is a franchise being formed during the Code conference last year. This comes amid rumors that Millie Bobby Brown, as part of a first-look agreement she signed with Netflix in 2021, may star in a spin-off series set in the Duffer Brothers' larger universe. There are still a lot more thrilling tales to be told in the Stranger Things universe, as the Duffer Brothers stated in an open letter. New mysteries, new adventures, and new surprising heroes. Where are the casting calls and auditions for Stranger Things posted? The series is filmed in Atlanta, therefore local performers will have the best opportunity of getting supporting parts. Being nearby is essential to securing repeat work as an extra because background work frequently does not include relocation or travel stipends. But bear in mind that you might probably need to go via your representation for bigger speaking parts, such as series regulars, recurring characters, guest stars, co-stars, and contractors. So if you don't already have an agent, get one as soon as possible. Who is the casting director for Stranger Things? The series CD is Carmen Cuba, a Los Angeles native who has contributed to several television shows and movies. When it came time to cast Stranger Things, Matt Duffer claimed that everyone understood very early on that if they had just one kid who wasn't terrific, it would sink the entire ship. They simply began searching very, very early. Because they had so little material at the time, just a pilot script, they had the candidates perform sequences from Stand By Me during their auditions. Finally, they came upon 4 children with whom they instantly fell in love. Some of them were similar to the characters in the screenplay, while others weren't. Executive producer Sean Levy claimed that for all the adult leads, they never actually followed general standards. In 2015, Winona Ryder wasn't getting many work offers. Although David Harbour was receiving job offers, they frequently fell between positions 7 and 12 on the call sheet. They knew they had discovered their Hopper and their Joyce after seeing David's audition and spending 4 hours with Winona as they spoke over tea. The team wanted to take a shot with these two because by just sitting across from them, they could get an idea of what their characters would feel like. The best casting idea in the world, according to Levy, is sometimes not the most obvious one. This opinion was shared by Matt Duffer, who claimed that while Carmen was checking out some New York actors, she texted him to watch David Harbour. They watched his audition and were immediately convinced that he was their guy, their Hopper. What are the best audition tips for landing a role on Stranger Things? Go the extra mile is what Nancy would tell you. Natalia Dyer, Nancy Wheeler, advises showcasing your entire range for the casting director. She said that she really ended up filming a few more sequences from the 2014 movie I Believe in Unicorns and sent them in. She asserts that if you can do anything more is a smart strategy. She used the Stranger Things set as an illustration of how Doc Ray Montgomery's well-known audition tape continues to draw attention. Sometimes you can't tell whether they want more or if that would backfire and turn them off completely. It's difficult, but the essential thing you can do is have faith in the material you're delivering. This is me, this is my interpretation, take it or leave it. It's the actor's trump card. It's challenging to achieve that. Billy would tell you not to get too caught up in that fantastical. Instead of relying too much on the sci-fi elements of the series, Montgomery used genuine emotion to play resident Hawkins bad boy Billy Hargrove realistically. He said that the third season's arc significantly altered the situation. It put him on the verge of acting out two personas simultaneously, the possessed Billy and the Billy underneath that. Therefore, he spent a lot of time studying people who had split personalities and bipolar disorders to better understand how one personality held the position while the other fought for it. He thus made an effort to project the latter, the personality battling for dominance of the spot in his eyes before adopting the former into his body language. Instead of playing into the sci-fi and fanciful elements, he played the entire role as if he were facing a situation like that in real life. How to audition? Don't downplay yourself if you're a child or teenage actor. No matter their age, Cuba wanted to recruit actors for the series who were natural and down to earth. She said that both children and teenagers were held to the same standards when it came to acting, and that every single actor had to possess nuance and an emotional self that could be described without using words. Though it wasn't said at the time, it was obvious that the Duffer Brothers weren't seeing them as a child or teen performers throughout the casting process. Rather, they wanted them to be able to offer a really deep human experience, regardless of the age frame they were in. Having previous credits helps. Cuba noted that while working with young performers, it may sometimes make a big difference to her whether or not they had a previous acting experience, while other times it doesn't matter at all. The main factor are the character's responsibilities and range, the director's vision, and the plain fact of how much time they have to film. In this instance, it was quite obvious from the beginning that Stranger Things would really benefit from performers who were aware of the work the roles would require and could grasp and execute it quickly. Prepare, but be ready to adapt. The casting director asserts that, in her opinion, the finest habit an actor can have is to be sufficiently prepared so that, even if the audition isn't strictly for a humorous part, the actor may utilize that preparation to feel secure and lighthearted in it. She also thinks it's crucial that, if anything seems to be going wrong, they don't criticize themselves at the moment. Going into these spaces and putting your entire being into these short moments is incredibly vulnerable. The objective should be to fill them with genuine creative dialogue. The worst habit is definitely planning something in a manner that, if the director or casting director asks you to change it or do it differently, it creates friction and makes it difficult for you to be in the moment. Are Stranger Things auditions secret? Depending on the role, yes. Without giving away too much, a new significant actor on the series was recently revealed to have no idea what she was auditioning for, according to recent news reports. When they went to their casting call, they were trying out for Stranger Things. Literally. This actor didn't know what she was applying for. She did, however, wind up playing a significant part in the third season. Usually, secret auditions are not held for minor parts, non-speaking roles, background performers, or other minor characters. Small roles are frequently advertised online, and many websites make sure to add them on their pages when they're available to the public. Do you need experience to audition for Stranger Things? Despite this, open casting calls continue to be held, typically used as extras or background actors for lesser parts. Does this imply that, like the other youngsters on the show, you'll go on to become well-known? No. Though it's a cool method to get experience, additionally, it offers you the chance to work on a great project while spending time with some of your favorite stars from the TV show. Background actors and movie extras reportedly make an average of $170 per day. In the grand scheme of things, working as an extra is a pretty amazing job. Tips for Stranger Things auditions. Recently, the Stranger Things casting director shared some advice with young actors who wanted to pursue careers in acting. Firstly, you'll probably need a talent agency and talent agent if you want to try out for a show as popular as Stranger Things Season 5. According to Carmen, talent agents and agencies are where the majority of the talent is mostly recruited from. Second, while it helps, experience is not entirely required. You might be shocked to learn that for many of the performers on the show, Stranger Things was really their first significant role. While many of the actors lacked experience, several of the kids did have it. Third, practice, 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 practice. If you're one of the fortunate few to get invited to a Stranger Things 5 audition, you must perform flawlessly. When competing with performers who have probably been at this for years, you can't just go in unprepared and wow casting directors. If and when the time for your big audition does arrive, prepare by practicing and getting comfortable. And that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel so that you can watch more movie-related news, and we'll see you next time.